Launie B. I was placed at the Hawksworth Blood Center. Before we begin, I would like to go back to before Public Allies. Before I applied to Public Allies, I graduated in 2011 and received my bachelor's degree. Thank you, Kevin. So I was kind of like some other people. I came in late. Actually, the deadline was in May to apply to Public Allies. I didn't apply till August. And I was just shooting a shot, and I got it. So before I started my ally year, I didn't know what I wanted to do. I didn't know where I was going. I was just trying to figure out my why. Why am I on this earth? What am I supposed to do? So I'm just going to take you to a little bit of what I did at Hawksworth Blood Center. So part of my objectives at Hawksworth Blood Center was to contribute to engaging, educating, and recruiting minorities and young adult blood donors. Minorities consisting of African Americans, Hispanics, Asians, American Indian, Alaskan Native, and the young adult population, which is ages 21 to 39. I also had to develop a report of Hawksworth data and compare it to the population data from the 2010 U.S. Census. So a lot of people may wonder, why is this role important? Why do I need to recruit minority donors? Why do I need to recruit young adult donors? Well, this matters because last year, out of 100,000 blood donations that Hawksworth collected, 3.2% was of minorities. So the main reason, this is why I just kept fighting to do this hard job. This is hard. Recruiting minorities and young adults was hard because you always get excuses of, this is everybody, just people, period. I don't like needles. I'm scared. I don't have time. I don't know I'm not educated about it. What is blood donation? Who is Hawksworth? But the truth of the matter is that the patients that need this blood, they don't have time. They're not educated. They're scared. They don't like needles. So one thing that I changed is I don't like needles. I hated going to the doctor to give blood. But now I do it every 8 weeks, sometimes every 2 weeks when I donate platelets. So that is one of the main things that I've learned and that I've changed in my life is to donate blood, because that's just going to be the thing that I do, the thing that I contribute back to my community. Okay, so my impact of Public Allies, my 4 major lessons that I've learned. The first lesson is to stay committed to the things, the causes, and the people that I care about and that I believe in, the causes that I believe in, because if I don't care, who else will? If I don't do it, who else will? The second lesson I learned was to embrace discomfort. A lot of the allies know that that's one of the main things that we have to go through. Is to embrace discomfort. I embrace discomfort by pulling up my sleeve and giving blood. I embrace discomfort by building a food force in Price Hill. I embrace discomfort by driving around Cincinnati getting lost, because I don't know where half these things are in Cincinnati, which is crazy, but it was the reality of it. The third lesson was to be myself. It's okay to be different. Don't try to be like the crowd. Stray away from the crowd if you have to. Be yourself, and the crowd will come to you. That's one of the lessons. The last lesson, well, not the last lesson, but the most impactful lesson was we had a training by Dr. Tanya Matthews, which she works at the Museum Center downtown. She was talking about setting aside time for yourself. Because if you don't set aside time for yourself, you will overwhelm yourself. If I didn't set aside time to reflect and think about how to recruit minorities, or why weren't they donating, I would have gotten overwhelmed. I would have quit because I wanted to quit so many times during this year, but I didn't. Now I have a kind of a short video, and also I wanted to, I used to be, but now I am. I wanted to say a couple of those. We had to do that part of our presentation of learning packet. I used to be afraid to speak, but now I can't shut up. I used to be quiet during trainings for the fear of being attacked, but now I speak up and express my opinions. I used to be unknowledgeable about blood donations, but now I'm more aware of the importance of donating blood. I used to be afraid of speaking about religion, but now I'm more comfortable with learning and having conversations about religion. I used to be the encouraged, but now I'm the encourager. Thank you for listening.